Hare Krishna, Prabhuji and Matajis. So any idea? So I think being in India, we have heard the term yoga. So who has created this yoga, or who has invented or discovered yoga, in your opinion? Patanjali. Okay. No, that's a good guess. Anything else? Who has created or discovered yoga? Yes. Yes. Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna has given this knowledge of yoga, and Patanjali and all, they have taken forward one specific part of yoga, Ashtanga yoga. Mainly the Ashtanga yoga, mainly the physical postures and all, those were popularized or driven by Patanjali. But actually the yoga was created or first mentioned by Krishna only in Bhagavad Gita. So there are almost 4 types of yogas. In that 4 types yoga, one yoga is Ashtanga yoga. In that Ashtanga yoga, Ashtanga yoga was taken forward by Patanjali and so many other acharyas in the lineage. Okay, so it's not Patanjali who has created it, but he has taken it forward. Okay, so now he is the person who has designed the yoga, and that was even mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita as well. We will see those things too, wherein where he has mentioned about, given the details about yoga, what kinds of yoga are there, how many types of yoga are there, and again in Ashtanga yoga, how many limbs are there, what is the ladder of yoga, and everything is given. First of all, what is the meaning of yoga? The term yoga? Yoga means? Yug.
Yug means uniting.
Uniting, okay. Anything else? Connecting mind and body, okay. Okay. Actually, if you Google it or take the meaning of, in Sanskrit meaning of yoga, it is reunion. It is not actually, united is also a nice term, but actually it is reunion. Reunion of a soul with a super soul. Soul with a soul. That's a yoga. Yoga is a reunion, and there are so many processes. There are so many processes to reunion. Karma yoga is there. Karma yoga is one process. Ashtanga yoga is one process, and Ashtanga yoga is one process. Karma yoga is one process. Jnana yoga is one process, and ultimate is Bhakti yoga. So these are different processes to get united. It is not even, anything is going on? Yeah. Okay, it is not in fact united. United is something when you are getting united with a team. First time you are going, when you are going to reach some place, you are meeting someone, you are uniting for the first time. But reunion is something which you are going to go back again. For example, first year exams are over, BTech first year exams are over. There is a summer vacation, and after summer vacation, again you reunite with your friends in the college. That is reunite. But very first time it is unite. So we can't call it as unite, it is reunite, because we as souls were there at one point in the ultimate abode, that is spiritual abode, but due to different causes we are somehow fallen into this material pool. So our purpose of this yoga is to reunite with the Supreme. Reunite with Supreme is the ultimate goal, and the processes obtained for that reunion are different things: Karma yoga, Ashtanga yoga, Jnana yoga, and Bhakti yoga. And Bhakti yoga is ultimate. That's what we will try to see what exactly it is. Okay, so there are so many, as you mentioned, who we are not here to learn the postures. Okay, what is the posture? So Surya Namaskar, and one yoga is there which everyone does. You know that? Huh? No. What is? Everyone does one yoga. Shavasana. Shavasana every night, everyone without any issues, they will be having this Shavasana. So we need to understand the purpose of yoga, purpose of it. Today, when yoga means, when getting into sports shop, taking a tight, మామూలు టైట్ కాదనమాట, మామూలు టైట్ కాదు, స్కిన్ టైట్ కూడా తక్కువేనేమో, ఫుల్ టైట్ అనమాట. Suffocating tight. So today yoga means generally they will be having skin tight dresses and one yoga mat. That is the usual practice what this generation will follow when we talk about yoga today. That's what it remains of what exactly yoga is about. Okay, so but we will try to understand that the real yoga is to carry this thing. What is this? Real yoga is this. What is this? Huh? This is bag. In this bag, what is there? Huh? So quick recap. For self-realization in Satyuga, what is the process? What is the process obtained for self-realization and going back home, back to Godhead? What is the process followed in Satyuga? No. Meditating on lotus feet of Vishnu. That was the process followed. And in Dwapar Yuga, what was the process followed? Yagnas. Yes, Yagnas was the process. And in Treta Yuga, what was the process? Deity worship was the process. In Kali Yuga, Nama Sankirtan. So this is Nama Sankirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Govinda, Murari, Narayana, Sriman Narayana. When I go to Vihanga, the pujaris there they take the name of Sriman Narayana. So Lord's names, uttering the Lord's names is the way or the process for in this Kali Yuga designated for going back home, back to Godhead. So today's topics for discussion are: what is yoga, what is the purpose of yoga, what is the ladder of yoga, and again in the ladder of yoga there are 4 types of yogas: karma yoga, gnana yoga, ashtanga yoga and bhakti yoga. Next, culmination of all yoga, topmost yoga system. What is that? Okay, so now types of karma, quick recap. Okay, we will do quick recap. What are the types of karmas we have seen from our earlier sessions? What are the types of karmas we have seen? Any guesses? What are the types of karma? Karma, vikarma and akarma. Okay, thank you. Karma, actions performed as per the scriptural injunctions, good karma. Vikarma, viruddha rupena karma, bad karma, actions contrary to scriptural injunctions, breaking 4 pillars of dharma. What are the 4 pillars of dharma? 4 pillars of dharma are Satyam, Daya, Sauchyam and Tapasya. So Satyam means truth, no gambling. Daya means mercy, no meat eating. Sauchyam means cleanliness, no illicit sex. Tapasya means austerity, no intoxication. These are the 4 pillars of dharma. And when we break these 4 pillars of dharma, it is vikarma, that is negative karma what we do. And akarma, it is not mentioned here, but akarma means neither, because there is a problem with both karma and vikarma. Karma means you will be going to the higher planets, vikarma means you will be going to the lower planets. Both, if you go to the higher planets, there is a possibility you will fall down again. Once you have money in your bank account, you will go to Paris for tourist spot. But after the money is over, you have to come back, right? So like that, once you gain good karma, that is karma, you will be going to the heavenly planets and you will be spending more life than in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, at the max, the time might be 80 to 85 years. But in heavens, it might be 600 or 1000 years also. But after 1000 years, again you have to come back. And it is there is a less scope for God realization. When everything, facilities are there, is very difficult to remember God, right? When all facilities are there, it is very difficult to remember God. So that is the reason why we don't prefer heavenly planets. So karma, good karma means you will be going to heavenly planets. Negative karma means you will be going to the animal planets. So no meat eating includes meat, fish, eggs. No intoxication means alcohol, drugs, tobacco, pan masala, tea, coffee, etc. No gambling means horse racing, stock market, speculation, casino, lotteries, quick buck businesses. No illicit sex means extramarital sex, obscene films, vulgar talks. These comes under all these 4 pillars. Now, every action creates karma and good karma. And depending on the karma and good karma, these are the 14 lokas where you take birth. We are in 7th one, Bhurloka, Bhuloka. And if you do good karma, you will be going to the higher planets. If you do negative karma, you will be going to the below planets. So these are the conditions of material life. Birth, death, old age, disease is there in all the 14 planetary system. Who is the primary citizen of this material world? Who is the primary citizen of India? President is the primary citizen. Who is the primary citizen of this Brahmanda? Brahma. Yes. Brahma is even Brahma. Brahma has death. Do you know this or not? Brahma has death. Each and every Brahmanda has one Brahma. Brahma has death, and for this particular Brahmanda, Brahma's age is no. 4,32,000 years are no, that is Kali Yuga. That is Kali Yuga age. Kali Yuga time period is 4,32,000. Okay. 4.32 billion years is the one day of Brahma, and one night of Brahma is 4.32 billion years again. So one day, complete day and night is 8.6 billion years. So 8.64 billion years is one day of Brahma. Like that, 8.64 into 360 into 364 into 365 into 100. That is comes to 311 trillion years. That is the age of Brahma. That is the age of Brahma. And yeah, after that he dies. So even what the basic point is, the whoever is living in this Brahmanda, even the demigods whom we worship, Mukkoti Devatalu, and Antanga, we say 3.3 crore Devatas are there. Yes, they are there. They are part of this Brahmanda. They also have a death. Just for information. Now, living entities keep moving up and down based on their karma. Approaching God with material desires and bodily consciousness keeps us in this material world only. Keeps us in this material world only. Okay, so this is a quick recap what we did. So now, akarma is the actions that brings no reactions. Bhakti yoga is suggested process. Akarma, whatever we are doing now, is it karma, vikarma, or akarma? Whatever we are doing now. Akarma. Every week, how many times or every day you do Mataji? Devud Puja? Every day you do. So every day, for example, Varalakshmi Mataji spends say 15 to 20 minutes in front of the altar worshipping the Lord. Then that half an hour of the activity what Varalakshmi Mataji does in her home comes under akarma balance. And this akarma balance, what is the speciality of this akarma balance, by the way? Speciality of akarma, vikarma, karma and akarma. What is the speciality? That's one thing. Karma and vikarma balance either increases or reduces. But akarma balance never reduces. Life after life. Whatever the akarma balance you have, that balance is carry forwarded to your next life. And that never ceases. That always, for example, in this life you have gained a akarma balance of say 30%. Then in the next life your balance of akarma would be starting from 30 only. But if you take birth, again LKG, UKG you have to take. Karma, vikarma, it reduces, increases and all. But akarma balance never reduces. Make a note. That is why devotional activity, there is no negation of the balance of akarma. We need to understand that. Okay. Now, Lord Krishna asks to perform yoga. Now, for example, so whatever akarma, vikarma we decided, we need to understand the constitutional position. Can someone give an example of what does it mean by constitutional position? What does it mean by saying that we should be in our constitutional position. We should try to be in our constitutional position. For example, we had aquarium in our house, though I didn't like it personally, but we had aquarium in our house, and there are some 5 to 6 fishes were there, and one fish it gilled all the all the fishes, and it killed all the fishes, and only one fish was there. Okay, and one fish was there, and it only one alone fish was there for almost 3 to 4 years continuously in our house. I think that was there for almost 6 to 7 years, I think, that fish. And recently, with some small act of Shanti, it got killed. But the thing is, that fish, if I am taking it out and I am trying to take care of it, bringing it out of the water, and I am trying to take care of it and trying to give food, will it live outside of water? No, right? So the fish constitutional position is water only. In water only it can stay. It can stay alive. So like that, we need to understand our constitutional position. Our constitutional position, each and every soul, constitutional position is to render service to the Supreme Lord. That is our constitutional position. And the thing is, we have forgotten that. And we need to understand that, and that's the reason why we should get attracted to scriptures and try to understand the knowledge of scriptural available in scriptures. What does it say? So we need to understand the scriptural knowledge, what we have about the soul. So we need to understand the constitutional position of any living entity. So being in a material world, this is a material world, and do you feel material world anyone can live happily permanently here? Why? How? Prove me. Nagan Mataji, I have good, I am getting almost 3 to 4 lakh salary. My kids are well educated. Huh? No, Varna, see, for the last 40 years I don't have any problem. I have my parents, I have roti, kapda, makan, there is no issue. All my friends are there. Acha chal raha hai. Every Friday, Saturday, weekend party. I didn't get any disease till now. I didn't get any. Yeah. So my point is, we need to understand that we might be in a situation to say that I have not faced anything negative now, but this world is temporary, and the problems are so many. Middle world, it is a Radhesham Prabhuji says. Dukkale Varshasham is okay. Radhesham Prabhuji says, which bank do you prefer? Prabhuji, which bank do you prefer investing money in? I mean, depositing your salary account. Which is your salary account? Which bank is it? HDFC? Okay, mine is ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank. But recently, what was the bank which got this thing? Yes Bank, right? Yes Bank. It got some scam and all. It got. So, trusting a bank which has no authenticity is always not good. So, trusting the bank of material world is not good. So, we need to always good branded bank, that is spiritual bank or spiritual bank balance is the best bank to have with. So, this Yes Bank is not good. ICICI, HDFC, they have a brand value where your company has tied up with for putting, or for depositing your salary. So, we should trust the bank which is reliable. Similarly, you should trust the Akarma bank rather than believing on Karma and Vikarma bank. So, basic point is, Prabhujis and Matajis, here it is not a place of permanent happiness. Mataji, when I think your husband, wife, so when Prabhuji has gifted you last time anything precious?
Prabhuji, you are trying to put
No. No, at least for the sake of saying, last time when Prabhuji has gifted something valuable to you, month back. Can I know what was the gift? Watch, okay. Oh, good. So that's what, when you know.
What more do you expect from this?
No, the point what I meant to say is giving by giving gift. Is there a guarantee that she will be permanently happy? Huh? So the expectation rises, or always there is no expectation who gifts nothing. So,
Actually, his father gave a very nice. He gave a Bhagavad Gita.
uh,
Where you put a pen on it, it will read something.
oh, is it? Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Nice. But sometimes this comparison also comes after marriage. No, father gives something valuable, then she compares with that gift. My dad, she given this gift, you only this minute gift you have given. Some comparison comes like that also. So basic point is, Prabhuji and Mataji, this. I mean, the today's trend, mostly, men marrying women probably for beauty, and women marrying for financial support. That is the trend. Because why I am quoting this example is, my village. I generally compare mostly with my village, how the marriages happen in village. When I'm because in my village, always in the beginning of the village itself, my house was there. So whenever a marriage people come, vididillu, they say vididillu. So if a pelli koduku is from other villages coming to marry the pelli kuturu of my village, they have to stay in my house. So always my home was used to be a vididillu for one or the other, whether it is pelli koduku or pelli kuturu. So we used to see lot of things like that in my village. So when all these pelli chupulu they happen, no, they used to discuss. Main point they used to see was, ammai, girl is white or not. The villages, that's what the trend goes. Girl is white or not, and boy is earning or not.
Nowadays, even boy also they will put the color.
So this how the trend goes on. But the people without the knowledge of scriptures, they won't understand that this particular life, whatever we are living, is very temporary in nature. Very, very temporary in nature. We need to understand that. Okay. So Lord Krishna asked to perform yoga, and that's what he says in Bhagavad Gita 6.46. Let us quote this together. Okay. Let us quote this together. Or repeat after me. Tapasvibhyo dhiko yogi, gnanibhyopi mato dhika, karmibhyas chadhiko yogi, tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. So what does it mean? A yogi is greater than ascetic, greater than the empiricist, and greater than the fruitive worker. Therefore, O Arjuna, in all circumstances be a yogi. What does it mean when he says this? Any guesses? What does it mean when he says this? What image you will get when we quote a term yogi? What image you get in your brain? Yogi bole to, what image you get? Whose image you will be getting? You are telling the internal characteristics, but I am talking about the physical characteristics. When I say yogi, what? Right, okay. Saffron. With a big beard. Tied up hair, okay. With this. Yeah, you are right. So that is the image you get when we say yogi. So here, tapasvibhyo means austere person who does tapasya, or mainly he is referring to Ashtanga yoga, doing yoga with lot of austerity. Like people you might have seen so many videos where some rishis, they will be bathing with the ice water in Himalayas, and they do very physically torturous austerities. Ashtangi. Basically, he is pointing tapasvibhyo means Ashtanga yogis here. Next, Gnanibhyopi mato dhika means Jnanis or the knowledgeable person. That's what he refers here. Gnanibhyo means, here you need to understand, ascetic means very austere person, empiricist means knowledgeable person, and fruitative workers means karmis. So here karmibhyas means working person who does, and tasmad yogi bhavarjuna. So become a yogi. So we need to understand or try to postmortem the word yogi. General image what we have about yogi is what Varalakshmi Mataji has said, a alone person sitting on a top of a rock or having a big bed and having a hair tied and always in dhyana meditation. Might be this is the image when we say when we utter a term called yogi. So we need to understand that. Okay, so austerity meaning. What is the meaning of austerity, by the way? What is the meaning of austerity? Determination to do something in a perfect way. Okay. Anything else?
Avoiding the enjoyment in the
Okay. Good.
Bhoga.
Okay. Now, right. Now, let me tell you this. Austerity meaning is for a certain benefit in future. For a certain benefit in future, you are sacrificing something you like it more. That is the meaning of austerity. When you are taking some austerity, you need to how you define austerity means for a certain benefit in future, you are sacrificing something you like it. That is called austerity. That is the definition of austerity. ఈ రోజు నుంచి నేను కాకరకాయ మానేస్తున్నాను. Is it a austerity? Actually, I don't like kakarkai at all. It's not an austerity. You need to understand that. I like jackfruit. Jackfruit I like very much. So today onwards, for next 6 months or 1 year, I won't eat jackfruit. And you for example, till my exam I am getting distinction. Till I am clearing my PMP exam, I won't eat jackfruit at all. That is austerity. For certain benefit in future, you are trying to sacrifice something you don't like it. You like it actually. You like it. So that is called austerity. So that's what it means when we say about austerity. So devotee of Krishna, devotee of Krishna is the highest yogi. Why we say is that? Charge. Let me just check. But I think it will show the signal. Then we will try to put it. And it is study unchalo. Okay. So we need to understand. Sorry. Okay. So devotee of a Krishna, he is the highest yogi. Why he has said that to be a good yogi means we have to decrease the material desires and try to be on track for spiritual growth. So, for example, here, if we read this, if we see this sloka in same Bhagavad Gita, he says, thus the self-controlled yogi constantly engaged in yoga practice becomes free from all material contamination and achieves the highest stage of perfect happiness in transcendental loving service to the Lord. When the yogi, by practice of yoga, disciplines his mental activities and becomes situated in transcendence, devoid of all material desires, he is said to be well established in yoga. Are these not very complex sentence to understand? Yeah. Are you getting the meaning of it? Is there any doubt? Become situated in transcendence, devoid of all material desires, he is said to be well situated in yoga. Did you get that or not? Transcendental means beyond time and beyond place. It is beyond time and place. I am playing with Krishna, and it is an eternal activity. For example, right now Yashoda Mai is beating Krishna at some place in some Brahmanda. Some pastime is going on right now. Beyond time and place, these pastimes are eternal in nature. It's not a one-time activity. In this Brahmanda, that activity might have been done, say 5200 years back. But these pastimes are eternally run in Goloka Vrindavan, in spiritual world, and also in other Brahmandas where Krishna is taking birth. So transcendental means, the literal meaning of is beyond time and space. Beyond time and space. That is not, that's called transcendental. Divide of all. So when we are divide of all material desires, then he is said to be well established in yoga, we are generally say. So for that there is no need to take sannyasa or go to forest and do tapasya. Even we will see in the upcoming slides. Images that come to our mind on hearing about yogi. See, these are the images what Mataji told about. Somebody sitting in mountain. Somebody with tight pants. Somebody with mystic powers. Somebody with mystic powers. Somebody with lot of followers. Somebody with flexible body. Somebody who can do magic. Am I right or not? Somebody who is doing lot of magic and all. So was Arjuna a yogi with this understanding? With this understanding, was Arjuna a yogi? But these are the things, when we create this kind of, magic or mystic powers, these are the gimmicks created by media wherein we are shown different track of originality. So all these things are media created hypes wherein we are giving importance to this. It's coming, right? Now we need to move this over. Yes, right. Okay, so we need to understand this. So our vision and perspectives today are merely a reflection of what media has shown to us. For example, one person from Chennai, I think he was in air, he was floating. Have you seen that video recently in WhatsApp? It has come. In that video, it's shown one boy from Chennai was floating in air, almost I should say 100 meters above the air, above the land. He was floating. That is that is one kind of siddhi that can be learnt. Even it is still there. It's real. It's not fake. It is real. The siddhis are there. Okay. So our vision and perspectives today are merely a reflection of what media has shown to us. And if you sincerely introspect yourself, you might be able to see that whatever our lot of ideas or thought process or whatever fixing on one particular item, whatever clarity we get, it's mostly influenced by the presentation of media. Most of the things. So that's what the media is propagating, but they never show the reality as per what exactly, as per scriptures it is and all. They are only interested in TRP ratings. So we need to understand that. Yoga is presented today in different ways based on what the presenter understood and what receiver wants to hear. So receiver wants to hear, as I was quoting an example of one of the recent person, they say, you whatever the desires you have, you fulfill it. That is yoga. That is yoga. Yes, there is. Have you heard the name of Osho? Yeah, I don't know. Always I quote this person. Osho, that is a philosophy. He says, if any desire is there, you fill it up to the fullest so that the desire dies. That's what he says. That's why. Who are the followers of him? All cinema actors, movie actors, and all are followers. Wonderful philosophy, no? Wonderful philosophy. So that's what is being told here. Now, coming to what generally people think of yoga today. What generally people think of yoga today? Any idea? Improve health, right? That is right. Anything else? Asanas. Okay. Concentration increase. Okay. Good to see that in Aliens every Saturday, or I don't know, Sri Lakshmi Mataji is teaching yoga. for a lot of Matajis. 1 or 2 Matajis were there on the day, came for chanting. Right? So improve health, concentration. Anything else? Your yoga for health and wellness. Increase sense gratification as well. Actually, there are some yogas too, brahmacharya yoga, how to increase power and all they talk about. There are a lot of yogas quoting that too. Okay. Similarly, improve lifespan. Also, there is yoga. So these are yoga for longevity, for living long. Also, there is yoga. Similarly, yeah, this is a wonderful thing which we have taken from internet. It is a Anusara yoga, Kundalini yoga, Hatha yoga, Iyengar yoga, power yoga, hot yoga, Bikram yoga, Ashtanga yoga, Jiva Mukti yoga, Tripillates yoga, nude yoga, acro yoga, aerial yoga, Vinyasa flow, senior yoga, restorative yoga, gentle yoga, prenatal yoga, yoga for men, women's yoga. Now start from here. Beer yoga is no. Prabhuji, they have taken this to Westerners, especially these words, karma and yoga. They have tweaked those two terms like anything. They have karma cafe also. Coffee cafe also. So start here. Do you feel like moving your body? Yes, there. No, there. Like that, if you see the stats, I can't go through this completely, but there are a lot of things are there, you know. So fashion statement that you do, and there are, it's become a, if you see especially in the page 3 people, it's like a symbol for them that I have a guru, you know, I have a yoga guru, you know, having a guru is some kind of a fashion statement for them. So that is also, I do yoga is also a fashion statement for a lot of them. So these are different types of, do you love, what is this? There's a lot of silly things there. Do you love extreme heat? For that also yoga, power yoga. For you, if you love extreme heat, no power yoga. Yes. Do you think it's okay to trademark a yoga something? A lot of things are there. Leisurely you can go through. It will be posted later. In fact, I know. I think I already mentioned to you, right, that incident. Yeah. I personally in Stockholm I was there. I had my client invited. Her name is Petra Grenlund. She invited me for this. Come Mahesh, we'll go for yoga class. Then she's almost 65, 70. She loves horses like anything. So 60. She invited me for yoga, and we went to the class. And it was surprising. All men and women, they were doing salsa, and they have outside poster they have given salsa yoga. So actually salsa is, only men and women have to only dance. Only both men, 2 women or 2 men can't dance together. Couple only always. So salsa yoga. So it was appearing like Swayamvar was going on. First they told men to stand. You see, if men are more, actually so many people will be coming. If men are more, all men have to stand in a line, and women has to select partner. To select the partner. And if women are more and men are less, men have to select. And whoever are not selected, they have to sit aside. So that was salsa yoga which we attended. So anything in the name of yoga. So what is this? Can you guess what is the name of this yoga? I mean, these are bullshit yogas what Westerners have invented it. Any guesses what can be the name of it? Yeah, you are near to that. It is harmonica yoga. Okay. What is this? Laughing yoga. Karaoke yoga. Karaoke yoga. Next, what is this?
Oh my god. Upside down.
You know how much that cloth costs? Actually, even movies they use it. How much that cloth costs? Almost 5,000 rupees. What is that? Guess the name of the yoga. No, sorry, it might tear. It is flexible actually. Any guesses? What is the name of this yoga? It is aerial yoga. Aerial yoga. What is this? Doga. Doga. Yoga with dog. So basically they have it and they massage the dog itself. Doga. Okay, so like that there are a lot of belly yoga. So a lot of things are there, in hip hop yoga, hip hop and yoga dance. So lot of things are there. Lot of mad yogas are there which they have invented in foreign countries that we need to understand. Okay, so this is about anything in the name of yoga. So now there are many books and philosophies also. Many books and philosophies on yoga are there. So can I say that they are wrong? Can I say that they are wrong? All these books. Can I say that all these are wrong? Yes, they cover some aspect of yoga. For concentration, for meditation, for bringing mind and body in control. They are good books on yoga, but we need to understand they are only covering one aspect of yoga, but they are not covering the actual purpose of yoga. What is the purpose of yoga? Without understanding the purpose of yoga, they are covering a few aspects. Kriya. Yes. Yeah. Mother, actually, any physical related thing, generally it comes under Ashtanga Yoga, and with the inspiration from this Bhagavad Gita, lot of people have created their own versions, Mother. They have created their own versions. Recently, I was going through some meditation yoga because I have to go through that meditation yoga because it was some obligation which I need to attend every day. I need to attend actually. Ho'oponopono. You might go search in Google also. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. Some meditation is there, which though I'm not against it, but I was bound to do it. For another 7 days, I'm bound to do it. It says that if you for any problem around you, for your neighbor or your friends, for your colleagues or for yourself, any problem is there, you need to meditate on that problem and say these 4 statements. What are they? I love you. I am sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. These are the 4 statements. We need to meditate on that problem, and actually it has yielded successful results for one of the doctor who has found out this Ho'oponopono meditation. So there are different kinds are there from Prabhuji and Mataji. But what I mean to say is many books and philosophies have come, where we can't say that we can't say which one is right. And I can't even say that they are wrong. They might be covering one or the other aspect of yoga. Concentration, meditation, or something.
And these are again some kind of forms to realize the God. So there are people who are, I think, they have realized the God, but not in a holistic way.
Yeah. But see, we need to understand that instead of concentrating on the purpose of yoga, they are only concentrating on the process of yoga. We need to understand the purpose behind it. Without contemplating on the purpose, how you can concentrate on this? We need to understand it. So which one is right? Also, we need to understand that picking someone, there are very subtle differences. We can't say that one thing is wrong, one thing is right. We need to understand the same point that it covers only some aspect of yoga. For example, art of living happy. Actually, they have been doing a wonderful service. They have been doing a wonderful service from the meditation perspective or yoga perspective. In that perspective, they have been doing wonderful. But that kind of organization, if they come into spirituality, it is not right. If their USP is something good at it, they can grow in that. They have been doing a wonderful service in that community service. What they are doing, there is very wonderful service they are doing on the meditation or yoga perspective they are doing. But when they come to spirituality and talk about God and all, it doesn't make sense actually. We need to understand that. So I should not say that they are bad people. We are not saying that they are bad people. We need to have a holistic view of anything we are talking. Okay. So basic point is Bhagavad Gita and further details in there are so many other items from the yoga perspective. They have been covered in Ayurveda as well. Ayurveda as well it is covered. So basic point is, who is getting benefited from these books, whatever has been written by anyone, main benefit has happened to the others. But if you are not giving a purpose of yoga, without giving a purpose of yoga and only giving the process of some process covering the yoga, it is not something like leaving a person with half knowledge. That is not good. In what happens if a BTech degree is given without finishing your final year? Without finishing your final year, if a degree patta is given, what sense it makes? I am not saying knowledge is not whatever the knowledge they are giving is wrong, but point is half knowledge is not good. We need to say something like when we do a project, when we do a project in our IT companies, there is a process what we follow. First we initially gather the requirements. What are the requirements? Then data gathering we will do. Then we will understand the requirements, and after requirements we will analyze each and every requirement, whether it is feasible in your environment or not from client, and then we will try to form a high level design, after that low level design, then implementation, and then testing in the pre-prod environment. Like that, after the pre-prod environment testing is successful, then we will be implementing the production environment. Something like there is a process for doing a project. Similarly, when we are talking about yoga, we need to understand the purpose of yoga and accordingly follow the process. That's what is been stressed out here. And many books are there, but we need to understand all these authors and books became famous. Everyone presented different benefits of yoga, which is not, I am not saying it is wrong. Different benefits of yoga they have presented. But Sri Krishna, Supreme Lord, himself gave the highest definition of yoga and explained the perfection of yoga in Bhagavad Gita. That we need to understand. But yoga institutions, how many of them have kept this Bhagavad Gita or Krishna in their yoga centers? No, right? How many of them know that yoga was first designed or defined by Krishna? No one gives credit to Krishna at all. No one gives credit to Krishna. We need to understand this. So, Sri Krishna, despite all these books, we need to understand this, that Sri Krishna, Supreme Lord himself, gave the highest definition of yoga and explained the perfection of yoga. We need to understand that. Next, the same thing is being given in Bhagavad Gita as well, which says, which says the same thing, like, and of all yogis, the one with the greatest faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. He is still not imposing on others. Krishna is giving that value. He don't want to tie up or make it an obligation that you need to hear to him. Finally he says, that is my opinion. He says, he is the most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. Now, yoga. What is the meaning of yoga? Yoga comes from a Sanskrit word. We already discussed. What is the meaning of yoga in Sanskrit? To unite. Already Varma Prabhu mentioned that. Yoga means to unite. Yoga means to relink or revive. It didn't say yoga means to link or yoga means to connect. It is revive or relink. Already we were there. We are trying to relink again. That's what is being talked about. Okay. So yoga means union between individual consciousness and supreme consciousness. Means, again, we should not think that we have to get, when we get united with the Lord, it doesn't mean that by uniting with Him, we become Lord. That is a wrong understanding. That becomes a wrong understanding. In almost at the age of 2 or 3 years, at the age of 1.5 to 2 years, we were in Tirupati. And my elder one, Bhavika, she lost. Actually, we were in railway station. We were unloading our luggage, and she thought we will be coming together. She went ahead and she got into some train. We don't know. We were still there in the platform, trying to unload the thing. And she went into the train and she came back. Again, luckily she came back. Luckily she herself came and we were searching for her where she is. Luckily she came back. And by coming back, it doesn't mean that she becomes powerful or she becomes elderly. We need to understand that. So most of the people or in the spiritual circles, they have an understanding that since yoga means to get united or to get a reunion with the Lord, after reuniting we will become Lord. That is wrong concept. That we need to, the main stress is given there only. Yoga means union between individual consciousness and supreme consciousness, means it doesn't mean that you will become God. That we need to understand. Union here is, see, here it is. Union here is not to merge and become God. It's union in love, with unlimited love of God. Unlimited love of God. When we perform yoga, we connect with purity and we also get purified with the same qualities of the Supreme. We might have seen in our locality, right, in and around you, where we talk about people, we say that they are having godly qualities. Of course, no one is God except Supreme Lord, but when you see some people, you feel that they have some godly qualities. Have you ever imagined how they will be getting godly qualities? Any guesses? How they will be getting godly qualities? By doing regular pujas and chanting. Okay, I will take that. By being connected to God all the time. Anything else?
The grossly it is like we are very disciplined and it shows. I mean, even if they may not be religious or praying God, but if they are doing good deeds and actions, that will make people think that it is better to do God.
Follow the 4 regulating principles. Yeah. Prabhuji and Mataji's, sometimes these statements, it looks very, very impractical. For a lot of people, it sounds very impractical. But a lot of people don't understand that there are people whom we see and say that they are pure, but they never make an attempt to understand how they are seen pure. I think so many of us might have seen already Radhesham Prabhu. So when we see him itself, one kind of purity we observe, right, on his face itself. One purity we observe. When that purity we will be getting through sadhana. Really, these pure devotees, elevated devotees, it's not only when they preach, but all the time when they are idle also, they will be uttering this Lord's names continuously. Even if they are sitting, if something important is there, they will try to talk and listen to them, and even that also only if it is something related to spiritual activity only, they will pay attention and listen. If any material discussions are going on, sometimes obligations would be there. So many I have seen in stage where they have to share the dais with politicians and some other materialistic worldly people also sometimes. When sannyasis or brahmacharis who are there in other sampradayas also, they try to share the dais with lot of worldly people. They are bound to share. Sometimes for some things they need to share, but they always are very alert that with this association with worldly people, we should not get polluted. Always that consciousness would be always there, and they always, though they would be sitting together, but they will be chanting inside. It will not appear, but they will be chanting inside. Just to be conscious that they are not getting more associated with the worldly people. And Maya is very strong, so we need to be very careful. So that purity, when we perform yoga, we connect with purity, and we also get purified with same qualities of Supreme Lord. Example, son of a millionaire is automatically a millionaire. So there are a lot of examples here. And who is a yogi? So like that, in fact, earlier we discussed to increase life also we have yoga. And like Srila Prabhupada, you might have heard the name of Srila Prabhupada, right? When did you hear for the first time his name?
For me, it was like, I think this one because I got my phone. Last year I saw.
So first time you heard last year only, yeah? 2021. Okay, last year. Okay.
No, but if you see 2021, 20 and before
Yeah. 2021. What about you, Mother? No, no. Prior to that, you never heard of that Srila Prabhupada?
I mean, I've been to ISKCON and I've seen his statue,
Huh.
but
You didn't know that who is he?
Yeah.
Okay. You, Prabhu, when did you hear about him?
Yeah, ISKCON, I know ISKCON means Prabhupada.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so even Srila Prabhupada also used to do yoga so that he can be fit and fit to write all the scriptures in English. So he was also fit for writing these things, and he also used to do a lot of techniques, when yoga techniques to stay himself fit, mind and things to be fit. So we need to understand that. So whatever the technique. So who is yogi? A person whose life, try to understand this definition of yogi here. A person whose life and activities are oriented towards re-establishing his relationship with the Lord Krishna is a yogi. Re-establishing can be in different ways, by activities, and knowledge in devotion. Now, have you heard of this person? Hrishikesh Mafatlal. Chairman of Mafatlal Group. Have you not heard, right? Mafatlal actually, it was very famous at some time. Garments. Yeah. And his what is his initiated name? Not able to recollect his initiated. I think Chandra Prabhu. Chandra Prabhu. Though he is a CEO of Mafatlal, I personally have seen him. I have personally seen him in Vrindavan Yatra. And when he comes to Vrindavan Yatra, he takes a menial service, something like going in a bus. He will be in charge of one bus where the bus of devotees would be there, and he has to take that bus to one particular spot in Vrindavan and again take it back. So he takes the responsibility of bus in charge. So he would be the last one to board the bus, and he will be the first one to get down the bus when bus is stopped. So he himself and his son, both of them, they come to yatras, and they are like a common people when they come to yatra, but they manage a huge empire of Mafatlals. You might have heard of Mafatlals, right? Yeah, Mafatlal shootings and a lot of advertisement used to come. So the people of that stature are there and he says chanting mantra has helped me face all the ups and downs in my life with a great confidence and peace of mind. He is saying, CEO.
Actually, the ISKCON disciple, I went to his interview and he had so much of lows in life and he only sustained because of his
bhakti. That's what Madhu. Like this, there are a lot of examples. You see, there are a lot of examples like that. And when we say about yoga comes to unite and relink. Union is to merge, and when we say yoga, our mind and concentration and body and mind should be in sync, and it should be focused. There are a lot of institutions which say that we need to concentrate on the tip of the nose, concentrate on the bulb, light. Have you heard of them anytime? Huh? I don't know. I don't know which institution now I'm hearing from you, but so it's not that. So the focus means how much focus. Again, it's a pastime, in Mahabharata, I believe. Yeah, Dronacharya asked Kauravas and Pandavas to shoot bird's eye. So each and everyone he calls. So first he calls Duryodhana. He tries to do maskaying, right? Maskaying Dronacharya. Prabhuji, you are Guru Maharaj, you are great. I am seeing the tree and the bird. Like that he tried to do maska to Guru. You maska, go back, like that he says. Now then calls Yudhishthira Maharaj. Yudhishthira Maharaj says, yeah, I am seeing the bird, he says. Now he calls Bhima. Bhima says, I am seeing the fruit, wonderful fruit. Obviously. Now Arjuna comes. When Arjuna comes, he says, I am seeing only the eye. Are you not seeing anything? He says, only the eye I am seeing. That's the focus what we are talking about. So all these yoga methods, they try to enhance the focus, and we need to be, understand the importance of yoga, and we need to understand, we need to be fit. So there are yogic postures which tries to keep us fit, and our longevity is also increased, age wise longevity is also increased. But why that has to be increased? So that you can serve the Lord more or come near to the God. That's what we need to understand. Okay, so mind, body and soul, then with God. Okay. When we say like that, there are a lot of people are there. Who is he? Ford Adineta. What's his name?
Alfred
What's his initiated name?
Ambarish.
Ambarish Prabhu. Have you seen, heard of him? Ford. So Ford, now I think it is given to his son. He is also, I have also seen him in Mayapur very closely actually. Just before two devotees before he was standing in the queue in Mayapur. So yeah, we have seen him. And Prabhupada at the early age of early 20s, he met Prabhupada. And Prabhupada has a good knack of capturing the attention of people. So when he met Prabhupada, so devotees were curious how he will talk to Ford and all. Devotees were very curious. Then Prabhupada called him. Then what is your grandfather's name? He asked. With him he asked. He said some Ford, Henry Ford or some Ford he said. And where is he now? He passed away. He said. So he was trying to set the mood, So trying to set the mood that yanta sampadinchina, when whatever you earn, ultimately you have to leave this world. That's what. So somehow he got attracted to Srila Prabhupada, and he has been given the service of building the Temple of Vedic Planetarium in Mayapur. Have you heard of this? Temple of Vedic Planetarium, where it will be. I think it will be opening in next year, I believe. Even it is a humongous project. Actually, with his caliber, with Alfred Ford caliber, Ambarish Prabhu's caliber, he can build it with his own property. But Srila Prabhupada insisted that you don't do it, and each and every penny from all the devotees has to go in building this temple, he said. Lot of things. Yeah. Yes. Somehow we also donated 100 rupees we donated when we gave there. So like this, he is having a capability to build the temple alone himself, Temple of Vedic Planetarium, and it has almost 25% is over. I think by next year it will be there. All the Brahmanda planets are shown in there. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Patala, Talatala, all these lower planets and higher planets are given in that Brahmanda that is being shown in Temple of Vedic Planetarium. So that will be opened in next year. So like this, he has been given the responsibility of that. So like this, he also says, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra has made a tremendous impact in my life. He also says the same thing. Like that, in ISKCON society, a lot of people are there, Prabhujis and Matajis. Vicky Overton, leading a European model. Similarly, N.D. Desai, leading Indian industrialist, APAR Limited, GE, APAR Lightning, all these people, he also says the same thing. Prabhujis and Mataji, we need to understand, there are 3 stages in Krishna consciousness. What are these 3? Any guesses? There are 3 stages in Krishna consciousness. A boy and a girl love each other. No. First, it doesn't start simultaneously. First, boy loves girl. Okay. So, boy loves girl. That is the first stage. I'm just trying to give a vague example. First, boy starts loving girl. Second, girl also loves boy, but she doesn't say. She doesn't say. And third stage is, then they will propose and that they will be in ecstasy. Right? So, I don't know, somehow I get this, I don't know, how many of you have seen this movie, 7 by G, Brindavani Colony? I've seen, right? Yeah. So, Okay, so in that, at last the girl dies, and even girl dies, but he will be able to feel that she is there with him in his walks of life. So in Krishna consciousness also there are three stages of life. One is you are conscious of Krishna. You being conscious of Krishna. You being conscious of Krishna. Second stage is Krishna is conscious of you. Second stage is Krishna is conscious of you. And the third stage is you will be able to experience the reciprocation of Krishna despite you not being able to see him materially. You will be able to see the reciprocation of Krishna. That is the third stage. Can you believe it? Krishna is there with you. He reciprocates in your every endeavor, and you will be able to know that also. These are very deep statements, Prabhuji Cinema. Just try to understand that. First is you are conscious of Krishna. Second is Krishna is conscious of you, but you are still not sure. You are not sure. Once you are in devotion, you are not sure that Krishna is conscious of you. Third stage is you will be perfectly seeing the reciprocation of Krishna in your every activity. That's what senior devotees, they love to do, always engage in devotional service. We should crave for that. And they will not say that we are in third stage. Okay. That is something you have to experience it. With your sadhana and your willingness, we need to experience that. ఇలాంటి స్టేజ్ ఉన్నా నమ్ముతారా ఎవరైనా? అది ప్రాక్టికల్గా లేదు కదా. No, that's what I given this example so that you can. So why I have taken that example? Now, though it is not right example, but to make somewhat nearer, Samanbhaiji Brindavani colony, he will be able to feel the presence of that girl despite she left. He talks with her, but externally, if we see him, who is that mad girl? Who is he speaking to? Him, we will feel, right? So similarly, the third stage of Krishna, being in Krishna consciousness, is you will be clearly knowing that Krishna is reciprocating to you, for sure. That we need to understand. Okay, so in the, as I said, first stage, you are conscious of Krishna, and in second stage, Krishna is conscious of you. Okay, Krishna will be thinking, okay, this particular aliens, Varalakshmi Mataji and Sri Prabhu are trying to come to satsang. Let me try to concentrate a bit. Let me try to do this a bit. So he will try to think. But others, they are not interested. They wanted to be in Maya, right? We are not saying that others who are not coming to satsangs are bad. Our intention is not to say that. That's what, right? Durga Devi main action is required only with the people who are trying to become Krishna consciousness. Because for others, there is no effort for her. Because they are already in Maya. For them, there is no action required by Durga Mata, Maya Devi. Okay? So next. Who is a materialistic person? Come on. Who is a materialistic person? Nah? Charging. Okay. Opposite side. అక్కడ పెట్టండి దాన్ని. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So trying to be pure, I mean the purity or trying to be pure, it doesn't mean that by 10 soaps we clean, we become pure. That's not the intention here. Okay, you need to understand that. So getting pure means cleanliness of heart, being compassionate to others. Can we be compassionate to others? Can we be not jealous with others? Can we think of good to others? And one more, I think Kali Yuga, one more good quality is, If you think negative about others, there is no negative karma, luckily. But in other yugas, if you think negatively about others, there is a negative karma. But in Kali Yuga, if you are thinking negative about others, there is no negative karma. But if you are thinking good about others, it's a positive karma. It is if you are thinking good also. For example,
when we are saying that you think negative about others,
Hmm.
there won't be any negative karma. But there's something called as the concept of drishti.
just yes.
Right? So it's basically caused because of the other person thinking of you,
Hmm.
not in a positive way.
Yes, yes, yes,
I
ma'am.
don't want to call
Yes,
it.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But it is not positive
Yes,
way
ma'am.
that affects the other.
Yes, yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. But the thing is, Mataji, ultimately, Mataji, thinking negatively again and again and again and again might lead to an action. Generally, in the general parlance, when you think negatively, repeatedly negative about one point, repeatedly if you are thinking, there is a majority of the chances for getting that into action. That's why we should try not to think negative.
But what about the person who's getting affected?
Yes. First, what about the person who is getting affected?
Because of the negative actions the other person is.
Yes. Yes. By thinking negative, you are trying to say by thinking negatively about others only, you are getting jishti. That person is getting impacted. Mataji, you know what, Mataji? That jishti is not only by thinking negatively itself. Let me tell you, it's not only about negatively thinking. Even if you think positively, ఎంత బాగుంది, ఎంత బాగుంది.
Positivity has got a negative aspect.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is, they're not appreciating the fact the other person or the other thing, whatever they're looking at, is very good. They're looking at it as, how come it's so good, which I am not able to tolerate.
Yes, yes, yes.
So
Yes.
that is not positive.
That's not positive.
With a
Tinge of negativeness.
And
Yes.
that is actually superior than the positive.
Positivity, yes. You are right, Mataji. But now your question is, though when you are saying by thinking negatively there is no negative karma added, but it is impacting other person, right? Other person, right? That's what your point is, right? Yes. Yes, Mataji. So that particular point, Mataji, surely he is bound to face that. For that particular activity, whatever he gained, whatever the effect or impact he got, we can't say that by that person thinking negatively only this has happened. That this person who has faced it, he was bound to face that. You can't map that to one person's negative thinking. For sure, you can't map that to one person's negative thinking model. But it is not good to think negatively, because always negatively thinking leads to an action. But for that there is no negative karma added, what I mean to say. And when you think positively about others, there is surely a positive karma added. For example, someone is coming to you for some financial need. Can you please help? Then you are also in some trouble and you are not able to help him. You are not able to help him. But if you are strongly praying, Krishna, I am not in a situation to help him financially, but see if he can get some necessary help. He is a very nice guy, very nice devotee. Please help him somehow. If you are able to pray, that gives a positive karma for you. Even a positive prayer to one person who is a needy also gives a positive karma. Okay. So we need to understand that purity. We need to understand that compassionate senses. We should get it, and that purity also we get it when we are more associating with Krishna and his devotees. Today Ugadi was there, and I personally, when Liram Prabhu has invited me, and today I have not shared the video. His father, he is able to chant now. Luckily, though his pipe is there, I will share the video today. He was able to chant loudly, and today he has participated in Kirtan also. Being in the wheelchair itself, with that dress, open dress, he was there, and in the wheelchair he was there, and he was seeing like this he was seeing, and he was able to chant Hari Bol, he was saying Hare Krishna, he was saying. Somehow little significant improvement was there. So yeah, so we need to associate when we will get purity is, Mataji, when you are serving Krishna and when we are trying to associate with the devotees right more, then there is a possibility, Mataji, because always with the devotees, no, there is a only these we discuss topics about Krishna, and his pastimes and devotees, always these topics only would be coming. So that purity it adds when you are more associating with the devotees, not with the worldly people. That's what I mean. So we need to get this similar to magnet filings. Magnet filings get attracted to the magnet, right? So something like that. It's an example you say. So I'm just saying an example. If I say that in this satsang, Prabhuji, what's your good name, Prabhu? Sunil. So if I say Sunil Prabhu, if I say today in our satsang there is one person by name Putros Butros Gali sitting right behind you or right adjacent to you, will you listen to me or will you see him? Will you see me or will you see him? You right? Hmm? Huh?
Who is that? Is the first thing who is that?
No, but some person, so you see some person whom you don't know at all, right? So you will be seeing me because you know me. Now if I say that there is Virat Kohli sitting right adjacent to you, will you able to listen to my conversation? Huh? Are you sure? But whole satsang when Virat Kohli is sitting right adjacent to you, rather it becoming a Krishna conscious activity, it becomes Virat Kohli consciousness. Though you will listen to me, but what is Virat Kohli? Is he listening to Mahesh Prabhu or not? What is he doing? Is he sitting silently or is he on phone call? Or how is he sitting? Is he sitting straight or is he sitting like this? Or is he sitting relaxed? So it will become Virat Kohli consciousness, right? Automatically, since you know about him, how great is he? Well, it's nothing wrong, when people like Virat Kohli sits, you know how great is he, how many kinds of worse situations he had made India won the matches. The kind of, especially in chases, the very big chases, he has been winning winning matches left and right. So we know his greatness, we know his qualities. That is the reason why you become Virat Kohli consciousness when he's there, right, sitting right adjacent to you. So like that, are we trying to know about Krishna? And who is this person? What is the qualities he has? Why even till today in courts they use Bhagavad Gita for मैं सच के सिवा कुछ नहीं कहूँगा oath. Why that importance to Bhagavad Gita? Why that Bhagavad Gita? Who has given that Bhagavad Gita? Why that much importance? Are we even trying to make an attempt? What Krishna has done, what the personality he is, who is he? Are we even trying to make an attempt to understand him? So if we know the qualities of a great person, automatically you become Krishna consciousness. Similar to Virat Kohli, whatever the example I have taken. Since he is a great, if I say Putros Butros Gali, he is a president of one of the small nations, by the way. You didn't know, right? He was one of the past presidents of one of the small countries. Yeah? We being in civil service, from that time onwards, his name has stamped in my brain from 1999. Always I use this name, Putros Butros Gali. Okay, so though being a president, whatever the president, he might be the president for his nation, I don't know. So he won't pay much attention. But Virat Kohli, you know his qualities, you know his what are the things he has done for the nation, you become Virat Kohli consciousness. Similarly, when we try to understand Krishna, which God has these many pastimes from the childhood till he left this planet? No God has that. No God. So we need to understand who is that personality. Okay, so that's the reason why even for becoming Krishna conscious, there are even Srila Prabhupada, lot of paintings were there. Have you seen the paintings of ISKCON? How apt or how perfectly they are being built? Most of the Krishna related photographs what you have see are from ISKCON only. And Jadurani Mataji, a lot of his disciples of Srila Prabhupada are painters. And he was very detailed when he explains and gives a scenario and asks them to draw. Jadurani Mataji is one of them. I think she is a Swedish by nation, I believe, if I am not wrong. So she used to paint, and in that painting, Srila Prabhupada used to reject that painting because that particular in that painting Krishna's earring was not round. It was shark shaped this earring was there. So he rejected that painting and again rebuilt it, because it is clearly given in scriptures. When Krishna was leaving from Kurukshetra to Dwaraka, this is the dress he wore, and this is the mukut, and this is the thing he wear, and this is the thing he has, and these are the ornaments he wore. Clearly the descriptions are given in scriptures. And as per the scriptures, he used to tell them, and they used to draw most of the paintings. I don't know, I brought one big book, having Krishna art book. Have you seen that by any time? I bring that. I have, in my house I have a big, it's almost costed me 6,000 rupees in Tirupati. I purchased a big book, almost all the pastimes of Krishna and Bhagavatam are there in that. Each page one picture would be there and that pastime would be explained. So like that, there are a lot of pages in there. So that's how, we need to be conscious. When we say consciousness, that consciousness is more important. Okay? So yes, there are lot of things are there like this. So in the interest of time, yeah. Who is a materialistic person? Broadly, there are two kinds of human beings. Who are they? Law abiders and law breakers, right? Am I right or not? Law abiders and law breakers. You agree? And what is the percentage of law abiders and law breakers? Any guesses? ఎంత కాన్ఫిడెంట్గా చెప్తున్నారండి మీరు.
Well, I think in this world, at least in this current situation, not just about the pandemic, in this world at the moment, every single person would have broken the law at one point or another. I'm saying even including you.
Yes. Okay, let me put this, but you are not 100% right, but let me put it this way. You are near. Law abiders, less than 1% of the population today, they learn scriptures under bona fide guru and lead a God conscious life. You need to, no, it's not only any people who are there in God conscious people, or any people who are there in disciplining succession. There are probably, Mataji, the point is, it is very subtle difference. We can't say that a person, there is no clear cut definition. There might be a lot of people among this 99% also. There will be people who are very charity people, philanthropic work they might be doing with their activities. Lot of people might be getting benefited, but until unless they are not God consciousness, they are not perfecting their life. That's what we need to understand.
Even some people who are God conscious, they would still, there's no guarantee that they'll always abide with it.
Yes, Madhu, very difficult, Madhu.
And that is not because they are willingly want to break it, they are bound to break the law. Because of the situations around, or circumstances around, we do not know.
Mataji, but there is a free will, Mataji. There is no compulsion that you have to break the law. If you want an argument on this, can you quote an example? Because if you are really wanted to become a law abider, no one is stopping you. If you really wanted to be a law abider, no one is stopping you, other than yourself. That's what I mean.
See, as simple as there's a red light in the traffic.
Yes.
Yet the lorry driver very behind. He would say, because there's nobody coming in, the road is empty, why do you have to drive with your go? I'm the only person who's sitting there as an obstacle for him. Now if I don't move, he will blow the horn to the extent that I have to be the one.
So there also is there option. Shall I tell you the option? There also the option is there. Probably you can move aside, let him. I mean, my point is, Mother, though you have quoted this example, but I still insist that if you are really wanted to be a law abider, the option is there with you only, and there are always options to be law abider, Mother. There is always option. For your example, you can move aside, you break. You can, that simple example, like, you can think, Mother, but still I insist that if a person wanted to be a law abider, it is only you who is stopping it. Of course, there might be situations where you have to break it, but still there are situations without breaking also you can sustain. There are a lot of people, lot of examples, Mataji, lot of examples with what are the temptations or what are the things that there are a lot of senior devotees in disciplining succession in our acharyas are there who are never compromised in coming to rules, never compromised. Okay, so characteristics of a middle person. Life dedicated for only 4 activities. What are those 4 activities? Materialistic person. Mataji is saying something. Yes, you are right, Mataji. One is this. One is this. Now, what are the others?
gratification, preparation.
Okay. Eating, sleeping, defending, and sex life. They never question on anything like why I am always looking for happiness, what is stopping me from being happy, why are problems coming to me, what are the real problems of life, how do I solve the real problems in life, who am I, who is God, why did I take birth, what is law of karma, why I am subject to it. No one asks these questions. Any materialistic person, they never ask. So they work hard like donkeys for same little grass that is available everywhere. Donkey, you know, right? Donkey is known for what? Donkey is known for what? Taking load, day and night taking load. But even without load also, it will be eating the same grass. After load also, it will be eating the same grass, right? Because in my village there are a lot of donkeys roaming around without any load, eating all the time. They're lucky donkeys. Okay, so yeah, so like that we are also doing in the same way. We need to understand that. Now, characteristic. Mataji, we have complicated ourselves, Mataji. Shall I tell you? We have complicated our lives. In a way, of course, now I don't mean to go back, but we have complicated our lives. Now we are comparing, now we are in a situation, we can live simply by staying in village. Roti, kapda, makan का कुछ problem नहीं है. लेकिन now we are in a situation, if you go to village, it will be treated as, you are a timid or a failure in society, that you are not able to withstand the competition of this society and you have quit. That is the impression generally what we think. Am I right?
I would not agree. I would say, the bottom of my heart, I have the desire. I'm admitting openly, I do. But the only reason I'm not able to achieve that desire or live by it is because I cannot afford to even buy a house in a village. Everything has become so expensive. So in order to go there, live there, and not be materialistic, running around people, and do this materialistic job. If I have to live independently, then I have to earn something to afford for a living there. If I don't have any assets.
Mataji, I am 100% sure, Mataji. I am 100% sure. Whatever you are trying to purchase here, surely it is not costlier than here. In purchasing any flat or any house, small house in village, taking a.
It's not just a house. You have to have your living arranged. Because you will not be earning an income on a monthly basis.
Mataji, what is the problem in doing a teaching profession there? What is the problem in doing a teaching profession? 9 to 3 or 9 to 4 teaching profession. But you might not be getting 2 or 3 lakh salary. You might not be getting 2 or 3 lakh salary. But I think you should be, I don't know, 60 to 70,000 you might be getting there. But with 60 to 70,000, will it be tough to spend life in village? Though I am saying this, I myself not doing it, but I am just giving a scenario here for you. But I'm literally saying is, in villages, Mataji, even with less than that salary also people can live it, Mataji. Because you will be getting everything organic or everything fresh there. If there are no loads there, and the rates also very less, I personally see in village, Mataji. Every 2 months we used to be there in village in my summer vacation. The rates of vegetables also very cheap when compared to the city. Because upfront we will be getting right from the fields. We ourselves, we grown mirchi, tomato, beerkai, and all. We have beerkai, sorakai, and everything we used to grow in our house itself. What is it? Bottle gourd, sorakai name antaru? Bottle gourd, and beerkai ni? Ridge guard. Everything they used to be there in and around our house. Hut के ऊपर ही रहता था. We used to go and get onto the hut, plug करके लेके बनाने का. That it's very simple, Mataji. Actually, we are complicating our life to say that. Okay, so enjoying today's moment, live life king size. That is the attitude what hai. Unnati okate zindagi. సో వీ షుడ్ లైఫ్ కింగ్ సైజ్. రాజులా కింగ్ లాగా బతకాలరా, ఉన్నది ఒకటే లైఫ్, అది మన బతుకు. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్, నో ఫెయిత్ విత్ నో స్పిరిట్, షో ఆఫ్ స్టంట్స్. ఈవెన్ వీ మేక్ ఎనీ ఫెస్టివల్ ఆల్సో, we'll make it as a ritual stunt, and we'll try to do ritualistic way. Next, no belief in scriptures, criticize bhakti and devotees. Okay, I don't want to get into each and everything, but generally characteristics of materialistic person is they think spiritualists are crazy, there is no soul. What do you mean by crazy? Define craziness. Come on, define craziness. What is crazy? Anything that society doesn't accept. So materialist thinks that spiritualists are crazy, and spiritualist thinks that materialistics are crazy. Do you agree? Yeah, that's right. So who can be called as crazy? Answer, they recognize with someone they are not. They recognize with someone they are not. Okay. So patients, in the mental asylum when we go, we go there and say, who are you? If he say, I am US president, he says. I am India president, he says. But we have to bear, right? Simply sit calm and bear. So someone says I am president, someone says I am doctor, someone says I am police. They all believe what they are not. So that is craziness. How can we prove that we are soul? Already we have seen that, explained in detail, who am I session. Common sense, intuitive understanding, consciousness, levels of awakening, past life memories, astral body travel, near death experience, out of body experience, messengers from hellish planets. I hope there is no doubt that we are not souls, right? Is there anyone having a doubt that we are not souls? I hope not, right? Okay, then no more discussion here. Eternal truth from the all scriptures. We are souls who have taken this temporary body. Materialistic people in illusion. We are the body matter. There is nothing beyond body matter. That's the materialistic people's mentality. Crazy, believe in what they are not. So that's what finally proves. Okay, in continuation again, what else they do? There is nothing like good or bad activity. Just do it. మంచి లేదు చెడు లేదు, ఏదైనా సరే అనుకున్నది జరిగిపోవాలంతే. అది పద్ధతి. Believe in atheistic philosophies and fake gods. Charvaka Muni philosophy, now popular in Kali Yuga also. As long as you live, enjoy your life, drink ghee even by borrowing money. Once the body is burnt, where is coming back from it? So this is Charvaka Muni. He was there even before Lord Krishna's arrival. So that was more matches with our Kali Yuga philosophy. He even also says that all people die, and after death you go nowhere. There is no need to worry about what happens after death. We need to enjoy the life. Even when we don't have resources, we should borrow money and enjoy. There is one more sentence where he says that beg, borrow, steal also, but you need to eat only ghee. Neyye tinali, neyyitone tinali, by begging or borrowing. They are cursed to believe in fake gods not mentioned in any Vedic scriptures. Their intelligence is stolen by ignorance. They are always busy accumulating to enjoy. 4 categories of people in this world: busy intelligent, lazy fool, and busy fool and lazy intelligent. What does it mean? Busy fool, lazy intelligent. What does it mean? Any idea?
Foolish person is either busy and believing his own foolishness, and other fool is lazy enough to.
Lazy intelligent.
No, lazy fool.
Lazy fool.
Lazy fool.
So anyway, in brief, I will tell. Among them, busy intelligent is he is always busy. He is always busy in doing material activities, and intelligent in the sense, intelligent in knowing the spiritual practices. He is never interested in. He is intelligent in the materialistic activities, and he wanted to be busy in that only. Like people who slog in office hours, And they, can you believe it or not? There are associates who love to be in office more than house. Can you believe it? Can you believe it, Prabhuji? That there are some employees who love to stay in office more than in home. Everyone accepts that, right? Yes. So, like the busy intelligent means they wanted to busy and they feel that they are the ones who are driving the company, but they don't know at what time what exists, what comes. So, lazy fool, we should be very careful with this lazy fool, wherein they are lazy about the spiritual activities and they are foolish, they are not all interested in spiritual stuff. And busy fool is the one who is busy in materialistic activities and foolish in not even trying to understand the spiritual topics. Lazy intelligent is the best one. Why lazy intelligent is the best one is, he is lazy, he wanted to be, at least he wanted to be lazy with the materialistic activities, such that he can have more time spending in spiritual activities. He wanted to be lazy. Okay, materialistic activity is there. Please, I don't want to go to that party. Or at least he's thinking, I don't want to go there. I wanted to spend time in satsang. So let me try to. He's lazy for materialistic activities and intelligent in. He's prioritizing the spiritual part. So that is lazy intelligent. Lazy intelligent is the one with whom we have to associate more. Okay. There is hope. Preach them. Only God can help them. Avoid them, very dangerous. Busy fool. Avoid them, very dangerous. They cannot see the end. They are in illusion. Similar to building a castle in the beach. They are busy shaking hands under the castle after it's made. They cannot see the waves of time. Have you done every time, any time? When you are kids? I did it. I did it personally. At the edge of I used to play with Bhavika in Chennai. So, we used to build castle like this in that Marina Beach. So, we used to do that. So, they are busy shaking hands under the castle after it's being made. They cannot see the waves of time approaching. Okay. So, Jesus said, don't build your castles on sand. Build them on hard rock. That's what he says. Hard rock means we need to target for building spiritual world. So materialistic person summary already this is given here. I don't want to dwell here. Okay. Here it is. Youth and marriage. There are 4 stages in our life. You accept, right? 15 to 25 years. Youth and marriage. Kids and family, 25 to 45 years. Kids and family, 25 to 40 years. Old age and retire, 45 to 50 years. Prepare for death, 55 to 8 years. Am I right? 4 stages. Now, materialistic person or spiritual person. Spiritual life and materialistic life. Now, expansion. In the spiritual life, expansion. I don't need to compete. How can I make more and save for future? That is the people who are there in spiritual life, they will try to think. And now coming to 25 to 45 years, they will settle. When will I wrap up? At least the thinking starts that when will I wrap up? How can I progress faster towards God? Wrap up. Hand over everything gradually and prepare to depend completely on God. Now 55 to 80 years, peaceful death. No attachments to anything. Lord Krishna is waiting to hug us in eternal home. That is the last stage for a person who is prioritizing the spiritual life. Shanti? పిల్లల్ని తీసుకెళ్తావా? Okay. Now materialistic life. What is the first stage? Materialistic life. Any guesses? What is the first stage? Already spiritual life we seen expansion, settle, wrap up and peaceful death. And peaceful death is compared to what? Peaceful death is compared to what for devotees or spiritual people? Compared to what? Have you seen cat catching a rat? Cat catching a rat. Even before it eats, the rat dies when it is there in between the teeth, right? But the same teeth, when it is used for catching its kitten, how it will be going? It will be enjoying, right? Same teeth only. So it is the death of a devotee or spiritual is compared to cat catching its kitten. Now, materialistic life, the same stage, spiritualistic life for the same 4 stages. What is the motto? Here it is: expansion, 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 and painful death. I have personally seen Mataji, Prabhuji. I have personally seen people in the last stages of their life having a painful death. If they are not detaching themselves with the material world, there is a lot of pain. I don't want to dwell it, but it is compared to cat, the same cat catching the rat. Clear? Now, types of law abiders. Again, types of law abiders also we are having as per that sloka: karmis, jnanis, yogis, and bhaktas by devotion. Now, coming to karmis, merely by following God's laws is not important. The consciousness behind what we do makes all the difference. The consciousness behind what we do makes all the difference. Sakama karma, pious materialist. What is sakama karma? Any guesses? Have you heard of this term? Sakama karma? Karmis. Sakama karma. Prabhuji.
Doing something and expecting something.
Yes. Doing something in expectation of something. Or doing rituals in expectation of material desires. Follow scriptures with material or bodily desires. Follow scriptures with material or bodily desires. Very less spiritual knowledge, limited to karma kanda only. Kam hi, kya hai? Karma hi dharma hai. Work is worship. Kam karo, slog, because that is God. For them, everyone is God. No clear understanding of science of God. In their altar, all the gods would be there in the same level. Sai Baba, Christ, Krishna, Radha, Ganesha, everyone will be there in the same altar. And they do all these things. And by mistake, if it is missing something, they feel a lot. Unnecessarily, he will feel. Like that they will feel. Okay? Devotion based on fear and material expectations. Act in current life and expectation in next life. What are they? Charity of food they will do, charity of clothes they will do, charity of medicines they will do. In expectation of what? No hunger in next life, never naked in next life, less sickness in next life. When I say never naked in next life, means no animal birth. And in expectation of medicine, less sickness in next life. But sickness will be coming, for sure. So they don't understand the real 4 problems: birth, death, old age and disease. They work very hard forgetting the purpose of life. Same, even Rishabh Dev. Do you know who is Rishabh Dev? Have you heard of him? Rishabh Dev? Rishabh Dev is another incarnation of Lord Krishna. And it is being mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam as well. He says, Lord Rishabh Dev says to his sons, told his sons, my dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stool. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activities, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, he attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. That's what he says. So we need to prioritize this, Prabhuji and Madhajis. Next, Sakama Karma continued. What are they do further? There is an experiment conducted by Russian scientist Ivan Pavlov. Experimentation conducted by Ivan Pavlov. Have you known him? Have you heard him anytime? Ivan Pavlov? Okay. He did an experiment. What is the experiment, you know? There was a cage. In that cage, a rat was kept. And a blue button and red button was there. When the rat was pressing blue button, he was getting one badam pappu. Abhi kacha badam बहुत famous है ना, तो कच्चा बादाम आ रहा है. Okay. Now when it was pressing red button, it was giving a shock. Cage was there, rat was there. When rat was pressing blue button, it was giving a small kacha badam, and red button it was getting a shock. So like that, it was busy pressing blue button, and it was getting kacha badam. He was eating and it was going to blue button. Now the experimentation changed to, when it was pressing red button sometimes it was getting kacha badam, and when it was pressing blue button sometimes it was getting a shock. So randomly it was changing. So it was busy pressing the button, and in the meanwhile, when it was busy pressing the button, the scientists have removed the cage so that it can go freely. The complete back end, everything was open, but it was still busy pressing the buttons only. That was its experiment. So that experiment is compared to our human life. We are busy accumulating the wealth for our future generations without knowing the actual purpose of life. So there is a spiritual freedom option given, but we are not opting that. We are busy looking for material benefits. So this is the experimentation done. One liver to give cheese, second liver to give shock, switch the liver's connection to surprise the rat. Rat is busy guessing which one to choose to get more and more cheese. Open the cage door and still the rat does not leave the cage. Condition of human being today: work, and struggle for basic body maintenance. No interest in getting out of the trap. Leading a pious life is a safe philosophy. Do good for sakama karmis. Do good for current happiness. Avoid bad for future sufferings. Of course, it is good only when compared to the ignorant people who doesn't do anything. But we need to grow. If karma will not take one out of the cycle of birth and death, then why did Krishna give such knowledge in scriptures? Why did Krishna give such knowledge in scriptures if karma will not take one out of the cycle of birth and death? Because it is a gradual elevation. It is a gradual elevation from karma kanda to bhakti. So as I said, it is a ladder, 4-step process. Karma kanda, karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, and bhakti yoga. Okay, sakama karma yoga is not a yoga. This is not recommended by Lord Krishna as perfection in life. Karma yoga starts from nishkama karma. Nishkama. What is nishkama karma? What is nishkama karma? Any guesses? Have you heard of it? Expecting nothing in return. Okay. Anything else? What is nishkama karma? Anyone else? Have you heard the term nishkama karma? No, right? Okay. Nishkama karma. Prabhuji.
Everything for the happiness of Krishna.
Okay. Everything for the happiness of Krishna. Okay. I can take that. Yeah, that's right. Let us see. According to Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 kinds of yogas. Already we have mentioned this. Okay. Now, here nishkama karma means getting detached from the fruits of the work. From the fruits of the work. I am doing this hard work, I will surely get a promotion. I will do this hard work for getting a promotion. But without in expectation of that promotion, if you are doing the work and trying to submit the results, okay Krishna, I am doing my work. Whatever you give me, I will take it. So, detachment from the fruits of work. Okay, this is the thing, yoga. Okay, we will come to that. Now, perform duties without any attachment to the results. That is right. Now, Krishna also says, therefore, O Arjuna, surrendering all your works unto me with full knowledge of me, without desires of profit, with no claims to proprietorship and free from lethargy, fight. That's what Krishna says. So, father protects his son irrespective of reciprocation of the son. Nishkama karma also does not give full understanding of the God and bhakti. One might be, why Nishkama karma? See, Nishkama karma is good to start with. But it is not the ultimate one. Sometimes what happens, no? You will get detached with the results, but there is a possibility that you might get attached to the process involved in getting that result. Is it making sense? You might be getting detached to the results, but there is a possibility that in turn you might get attached to the process for getting that result. For example, Mataji, I will be cooking wonderful bhoga for the Lord. I will be only cooking. I will be doing this seva only. I can't do anything. I will not do anything. So she is interested, more attached to the process. Though she is detached with the result, but she is attached to the process. I will do only yoga, I will do only prasadam, I will do only deity worship, I will do nothing. For the pleasure of the Lord, you should be ready to do anything. For example, today we went to Leelan Prabhu house and Udayanand Prabhu was there. Our devotees know. Actually, basically, he's not that great a singer, but still he tried. It is not his USP. Generally, he doesn't sing, but he sang for the pleasure of Sri Gopi Jana Vallabha. The deity which are there in my Shiksha Guru's home, Sri Gopi Jana Vallabha. He has sang, but he's not a good singer, but he sang. But he's a wonderful preacher. He works in Microsoft as a senior manager. Okay, so there is a possibility that might get attached to the activity or the process. So Nishkama Karma is the beginning of Karma Yoga. Nishkama Karma is the beginning of Karma Yoga, but it is not the ultimate one. Karma Yoga means detachment from both activity and result. We need to know that. Karma Yogis don't know if God is accepting their offerings, but Jnana Yogis know. Karma Yogis or Nishkama Karma, the people who are following the Nishkama Karma, they might not be knowing whether the God is accepting their offerings or not, but Jnana Yogis do know that. Karma Yoga is a gradual elevation to Bhakti Yoga. Example, goal is PhD, but one has to start from kindergarten. So it is similar to the same thing, for a person to achieve 90%, if he is getting only 20% marks, we need to give the target of 35%, not 80 or 90%. So somewhere we have to start. So Nishkama Karma is something we can start with, where we should ideally have a detachment to the result and the activity also. Okay, that is Nishkama Karma. Now Jnana Yogi, full knowledge of the God. Neti, 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 not this, not this, not this. This is the process. So through this knowledge, they will understand so much about God that they will become God. That's very dangerous, right? Ultimately, they will understand that the enjoyment of the results of karma is not from this. So they are that much knowledgeable that there is a possibility that you can pride might enter in you. Jnanis, that is the problem. Jnana Yoga, that is the problem. When they have lot of knowledge, there is a possibility that they think that one day they can become God also by merging into them. That's what they say. Ultimately, they will understand that the enjoyment of the results of karma is not from this material world. So again, there are two kinds of Jnana Yogis: impersonalists and personalists. Brahmavadis and Bhaktas, that is devotees. Brahmavadi, have you heard the term Brahmavadi? Never? Are you sure? Brahmavadi, never heard? No? Any guesses? What is Brahmavadi? Everything is Brahman. That is effulgence of the Lord. Actually, the problem with the Brahmavadis is, see here it is given already. Mayavadis or Bhaktas. So what they say? No name, no form, no qualities, Nirakara, Nirguna. There is no form to the Lord, there is no guna to the Lord, like that they say. But what is the correct understandings of Lord is Nirakara and Nirguna? What does it mean by Lord is Nirakara and Nirguna? Last session we have gone through that. What does it mean? What is the meaning of God being Nirguna? Right? Generally we say that God is Nirguna and Nirakara, right? What do you mean by Nirguna? Any guesses? No characteristics. Okay. Prabhuji, Nirguna.
Everything comes out from God. Nothing that is not in that. So everything is there. You can't specify it.
No, Prabhu. Nirguna means God is not affected by any gunas. How many gunas are there? Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. 3 gunas are there. So God is not affected by these 3 gunas. That is the reason why he is called Nirguna. What is Nirakara? No form. But what is the correct understanding of Nirakara? God doesn't have any form? He has a form, right? So what is the meaning of Nirakara here?
In order for us to understand who he has taken a form and given that impression that I am there.
Yes.
But ideally, he's not just limited to that form that
Yes, that is the understanding. So, Bhakta, see, no material form, spiritual 9.11, he says, fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They don't know my transcendental nature as the supreme Lord of all that be. Okay, we need to understand like that. So misunderstanding of impersonalists is due to their attempt to understand the universe with their mustard seed sized 450 grams brain. That is what is being talked about Mayavadi. Mayavadi philosophy is the same thing, Brahmavadi. They wanted Brahma, they will merge in God, and with this knowledge I will become God. That is the concept what they carry. So that is the misunderstanding what they have. So Gnana Yogis are puffed up with their knowledge, and that they don't understand the Bhakti Yogi at all. Don't understand the Bhakti Yogi at all. Bhakti Yoga at all. Ishopanishad, oh my Lord, sustainer of all that life, your real face is covered by your dazzling effulgence. Kindly remove that covering and exhibit yourself to your pure devotee. That's what in Ishopanishad it is said. Mayavadis compare Jiva bodies to Ishvara body and misinterpret. If I am suffering in this body, how can God also have a body? If I cannot do something as a person, so even God cannot as a person. So he cannot be a person. So that's what they say. God doesn't have a form. That's what Mayavadis say. Okay. So Gnana Yoga is impersonal path is troublesome. Impersonal path is troublesome. That's what is being said in Bhagavad Gita also. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal feature of the Supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied. Gnana Yoga continued. Embodied loving and unembodied is impossible. Can one love someone with no name, form and qualities? Can someone love with no name, no form? Difficult. Yes. Such impersonal meditation on light or silence will only lead to sleep. That we need to understand. Okay. Impersonalism is very dangerous. Chances of fall down are more as senses are not engaged in bhakti. No devotion to God only drives speculative knowledge. If your senses you are trying to control, is it good? Good? But how will you control? Is it, so you are agreeing that controlling of senses is good, right? But simply controlling, will it work? Great Acharya Vishwamitra, I think it's Vishwamitra only, right? Vishwamitra. He anger? No, that is himself. It's not Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni is the one who can't control the anger. It's not Vishwamitra. Durvasa Muni. Shh. Okay? So Durvasa Muni is the one who has more anger. But in Vishwamitra, he was a Rishi who can keep himself in the middle of icebergs, in the middle of fire. Also he was having that much control. But one day, one moment, Jhumka gira re Bareilly ke bazaar mein fasak. You know that, right? Urvashi or Menaka? Menaka. So he was also control. But what we are trying to say is chances of fall down are more as senses are not engaged in bhakti. No devotion to God only drives speculative knowledge. So delays only journey back home, back to Godhead. Impersonalists can be saved by the mercy of pure devotees. You know what? Sukadeva Goswami was a Brahmavadi. He was of Brahmavadi until he heard Srimad Bhagavatam from his father while he was in womb. He was a Brahmavadi first actually. Sukadeva, you have heard of Sukadeva Goswami? You know Sukadeva Goswami? No? He is son of Vedavyas. Vedavyas you know, right? He is son of Vedavyas. He was initially impersonalist.
He actually narrated Bhagavatam to
Parikshit Maharaj, yes. He has narrated Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. And even 4 Kumaras were also impersonalists in the initial stage. And 4 Kumaras of Brahma were Brahmavadis. When they smelled the fragrance of Tulasi, leaves at the door of Vaikuntha, they became the devotees of Lord Vishnu and got transformed into bhaktas. That's what we mean. Impersonalists, Mataji, who say that God have no form, no name, nothing. Okay, yeah, and they merge in effulgence, me becoming a god. After I have gained lot of knowledge of God, he ultimately will become God. Mayavadis, don't underestimate them. Okay, Brahmavadis and all, don't underestimate them. They have very wonderful knowledge. They'll utter shloka left and right. Flowery, they say flowery language of scriptures. They use shlokas left and right. But it doesn't mean that they are ultimate. Vedas are full of flowery words which can detrack anyone. That's what is being talked about. Adi Shankaracharya. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudamate. Samprapte Sannihite Kale Nahi Rakshati Dukuran Karane. O foolish human being, worship Govinda with your mind, worship Govinda with your mind, worship Govinda with your body, worship Govinda with your mind, worship Govinda with your words, because when your life comes to an end and death approaches you, the Vyakarna lessons, Dukrun Karan, will not save you, only Govindam Bhajan will save you. You might be seeing a lot of Pandits, they left and right they give Shloka 9.1, 9.3, 6.11, they will simply utter Shloka like anything. Tip of the tongue itself. But Prabhuji Samadhi, we didn't understand. Even a rickshaw security person, I know personally a security person who is hardly getting some 7,000 to 8,000 salary from his thing. Every 2 weeks he does a Radhayatra in his apartment. And he prepares small prasadam, burgulu, what do they call? Dry rice. Burgulu they say. They prepare and give prasadam. He loves doing Radhayatra, it seems. He is a watchman. No flowery language, nothing, but he knows, he is clear. Only Harinam only he can save it. Okay, now Ashtanga Yoga. How many limbs? Oh God, time is over. 10 more minutes. Ashtanga Yoga. How many limbs are there for Ashtanga Yoga? 8. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. What are they? Any idea? Have you heard of them? Ashtanga Yoga you might have heard. But Ashtanga means 8, right? Ashta, 8. What are those 8? You know? Now only you are seeing it for the first time. Huh? These 8 are this. Yama, all this, yes. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. Meaning? Any idea of the meaning? Yama means don'ts. Moral restraints one needs. And Niyama means do's. Observances, moral commitments. Asana means physical postures, positions and dispositions. Pranayama means breath control, slowing down of breath. Pratyahara means withdrawal of senses from sense objects. Dharana means concentration of life energy at one place. Dhyana means meditative state, complete control of mind. And Samadhi means absorption with object of meditation. This is the meaning. These are the 8 limbs. So yamas restraints. So what are the don'ts? Ahimsa, truthfulness, non-stealing, brahmachari, celibacy and generosity. These are the restraints. Niyama, observances are what? Cleanliness, cheerfulness, austerity, self-study and surrender to the Lord. Very, very strict rules and regulations. Anyone is disqualified if he does not follow even one step. Example, height in an army. In army, how much strong he is, how much active he is. If the height is not there, he will not be selected. One person is there actually in my village, whose name is also Mahesh, my distant relative. He is very good at running and all, but he is having some hearing problem. He is not getting selected in army. Okay, so very difficult to observe in Kali Yuga bodies. Arjuna, who was famous for focus, resigned to Krishna. What did he say? Arjuna said, "Oh Madhusudana, the system of yoga which you have summarized, Ashtanga yoga which you have summarized, appears impractical, and unendurable to me, for the mind is restless and unsteady." He himself saying, Arjuna represents us like Grihasthas. He himself is saying, Ashtanga yoga chala kashtam basu, na valla kaadu, and he is agreeing. Okay, Ashtanga yoga continued. What is that? One can obtain Ashta Siddhis like this. There are these 8 Siddhis are there. I talked about the Chennai guy, right, who was moving. It is one of the siddhis here. Already we discussed in multiple times. So these are all ordinary material mystic powers which anyone can possess by practicing Ashtanga Yoga. Even Putana has this power of could fly in the air and take any form she wants. This is one of the siddhis. And similarly, Hiranyaksha had, Surpanaka had, Vishwamitra also had siddhi. Ravana had, Indrajit had. Our imagination is limited. Yogis showing powers does not make anyone God. Less intelligent people look for material magic stories in their imaginary gods. Humanitarianism alone does not make anyone God. All gods' incarnations have Vedic references. Even now in Kali Yuga, we see some yogis who can touch your index finger for a few seconds and diagnose all your problems. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Even now in Kali Yuga, we see some yogis who can touch your index finger for a few seconds and diagnose all your problems. Can you believe it? Do you believe it? Currently in Hyderabad, I can recommend one name. You can go there and they will tell you. Even now in Kali Yuga, we see some yogis who can touch your index finger. They say, I personally went. He simply touches this index finger only for few seconds. Only for few seconds and diagnose all your problems. Have you heard of this name Rangachari in Koti? In Koti, Rangachari. You have to stand in queue at 4:30 a.m. in the morning to get his appointment. He simply touches. He will take this, holds for probably 3 to 4 seconds and that's it. He tells. I personally went by the way. Okay? So Ashtanga Yoga continued. So danger of Ashtanga Yoga is one can get mystic powers and lose focus on devotion. Brahma Vimohan Leela. Lot of proofs are there in the apologizing to Lord Krishna. So Saubara Muni fall down. Saubara Muni came under the water and doing penance, and by seeing two fishes kissing each other, he got disturbed and wanted to marry the daughter of the king, and he married and get into all these things and fallen. Similarly, Vishwamitra Muni fall down. Lot of things, mystic powers bring pride later leading to fall down. Focus is shifted from the goal and yogis turn away from devotion. Who is God is understood but why God accepts our services is well understood only when Bhakti Yoga starts. Lord Krishna's understanding gained only till Paramatma. Lord Krishna's understanding gained only till Paramatma. Bhagavan understanding is not gained. That's what he says. Learned transcendentalists who know the absolute truth call this non-dual substance Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagavan. Brahma Samhita, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, whose effulgence is the source of the non-differentiated Brahman, mentioned in the Upanishads, being differentiated from the infinity of glories of the mundane universe, appears as the invisible, infinite, limitless truth. Out of ample, now, last one is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is akarma and the best process to revive our constitutional position. Best process to revive our constitutional position. Our Sanatana Dharma is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, in the role of servant of the servant. Bhakti includes 3 essential elements. What are those? Bhakti includes 3 essential elements. What are those? Himanshu Prabhu. Not able to recollect. Any idea? Bhakti includes 3 essential elements is Bhakti, Bhakta and Bhagavan. Process, devotee, Bhakta and Bhagavan. These are the 3 essential elements. Okay? Bhagavan, one who is being served. Bhakti, service being rendered, and Bhakta, one who is rendering the service. Karma yogis, Jnana yogis and Ashtanga yogis don't have Bhagavan and Bhakti, so there is no question of Bhakti at all. Mayavadis want to merge in God and become one with God. When they become God, by merging in God, where is the opportunity of Bhakti? Bhakti is not possible without personal relationship between God and devotee. Any relationship without element of service is not satisfying to the heart. That's what is being mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita also. I am not a Brahmana, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya or a Shudra, nor am I a Brahmachari, a householder, a Vanaprastha or a Sannyasi. I identify myself only as a servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. He is like an ocean of nectar and he is the cause of universal transcendental bliss. He is always existing with brilliance. Who has quoted this? Who has quoted this? Any idea? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is quoted, who is none other than Krishna himself. Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate goal of all other forms of yoga, to unite with Lord Krishna in love and service. Last one. Process to revive our inherent love Already we have seen. There are process to revive our inherent love is Sambandha Gnan, Abhideya Gnan, Prayojana Gnan. Sambandha Gnan means which relates with having a relationship. And Abhideya means process. What is the process being followed? Prayojana means result. What is the ultimate result? Clear knowledge of God in goal. Clear knowledge of goal in devotion. So what are the 9 processes of devotion? Abhideya. We need to understand that Sambandha in Bhagavad Gita, it is being taught these 5 items. Bhagavan, Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Karma and Kala. In detail it is explained in Bhagavad Gita. And Abhideya, the process, 9 processes of devotion service. What are the 9 processes? What are the 9 processes of devotional service? Any guesses? 9 processes of devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam. Here it is. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. So Acharyas for each. Can you give an example for each? Who is the example, best example for Shravanam? Parikshit Maharaj is the best example for Shravanam. Who is the best example for Kirtanam? No. Best example. Yes, they are. But generally, there are Acharyas in our lineage who are the best examples actually. No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is himself Lord. So, but we are talking about, devotees who are known for these 9 processes. Shravanam, you are right, Parikshit Maharaj. And Kirtanam, it is Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami is Kirtanam. And Smaranam, it is Prahlad Maharaj. Never forget Krishna despite constant tortures from his father Hiranyakashipu. Next, Padasevanam, Lakshmi. The goddess of fortune is serving the lotus feet of the Lord. And what about Archanam? Any guesses? Archanam, who is the perfect example? Maharaja Prithu used all his royal possessions in order to offer them in pure devotion to the Lord. Prithu Maharaj? No, Maharaj. Actually, Prithu Maharaj, it comes in the Bhagavatam chapter. It's not an expansion, but we can say that he is a pure devotee of the Lord. But he's not. You are trying to say it's one of the avatar, right? You are trying to say it's one of the avatar of the Lord. Prithu Maharaj is one of the avatar of the Lord. That's what you are trying to say, right? Archana. Yeah, I need to check that part. I remember he is a pure devotee of the Lord, but he is an expansion or an avatar of the Lord. I need to confirm. I'll check that. Prayer, Vandanam is Akrura, offered prayers of Krishna. He was a charity, of Akrura. Next, Dasyam, none other than Hanuman. Hanuman ji ki Sri Ram Navami is coming. So, yeah. Sakhyam. Arjuna was so close to Krishna that the Lord served Arjuna and his brothers in various ways. Next, Atmanivedanam is Bali Maharaj gave Sri Vamanadev his entire kingdom, his possessions as well as his own body. These are the examples. Okay. Conclusion of yoga, bhakti. Bhakti yoga can be practiced in 2 ways. Gradual process, direct process, already we have seen it. Gradual process is, bhakti yoga, gradual process is Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga and then Bhakti Yoga. These are the gradual process. Direct process is following the recommended process for Kali Yuga. What is that? Harer Nama, Harer Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nastaiva, Gatiranyata. Okay. So gradual process can be dangerous as there can be multiple lifetimes and chances of fall downs is high. Direct process is recommended based on our condition in Kali Yuga. So Srimad Bhagavatam also says the same thing. Maximum benefit from Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Already we have seen it. what is the logic behind the mantra, power of Maha Mantra. Okay, already we have seen it, so I don't want to dwell much here. So we need to summary already we have given. This is the summary, right? The most powerful of the 9 processes of bhakti is the hearing and chanting of the Lord's holy names, culmination of all yogas. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That's it. Any questions? Any doubts? Anyone has? No doubts. Clear. Yeah. So, yes. So if there is no doubts, then we will stop the recording. Stop.